Hi, and welcome to this weekly card reading. This is the Stars Tarot, and we're going to have a look at what we can expect for the upcoming week, Monday, the 14th of July, until Sunday, the 20th of July, 2025. And this is just going to be a short reading to just tapping into the energies for the upcoming week. So we'll be looking at the general energies for the collective, for a potential obstacle and an opportunity for the collective to see, what we can sort of expect for the week ahead. So let's first pull a card for the general energy for the collective for this upcoming week. Well, actually, I pulled it in reversed, I see. So the Nine of Wands in reverse. Let's ask a card for the potential obstacle for this week ahead. So what is the potential obstacle for the collective for this upcoming week? Okay, also reversed, the World. And let's ask a card for the potential opportunity for this week ahead for the collective. All right, the Ten of Pentacles, upright. Okay. So let's just go to the interpretations of these cards. So let's start with the Nine of Wands. I pulled it in the reverse. So if the Nine of Wands is in the upright, you can see that this, in this illustration, the figure is kind of like on the fence. She's kind of like being aware and sort of expecting a curveball or something unexpected at any moment, and that's why she's basically in a very defensive attitude. So when we pull the card in reverse, it's kind of saying that defenses are coming down. So it might be the case that if you have been feeling like you had to defend yourself, or that you were under attack in a way, or if you've been feeling quite vulnerable because of some past issues that have been brought to the present, then this week is showing us that you can lower your defenses now. So this is the general energy for the collective. And so this might not resonate with you at all, or maybe somewhat, but this is really a week where you can lower your defensive attitude, where you can stop taking things perhaps a little bit too personal, and where you can sort of look ahead to renewing your energy, because it's the Nine of Wands, and the nine is almost at the end of the cycle, because the minor arcana cards go until the 10th, and then they go back to the aces. So you're almost there. You're almost like done with having to relive the past and being wary of it, and feeling like you just have to be on the lookout all the time. So that's really great. So this is a card of sort of like releasing the energy that has maybe felt like you were quite stuck in a place, and that you had to repeat the same type of energy over and over again. So it feels like a burden, or just like a heavy energy, where you just continuously felt like you had to look backwards. That is dissipating, so that's being removed. So that seems to be a very good sign that that's just, that's easing out, at least. Okay, if we look at the potential obstacle, it's the World, but I pulled it in reversed. And the World in the upper right is about completion, about ending a phase and starting a new chapter. It's basically, I always see this card as like the epitome of, the personal upgrade, of leveling up, because you've learned a lesson and you've understood that lesson, and now you can incorporate that lesson and do things differently from here on out. But when it's in the reverse, there is a feeling of something is not finished yet. Like maybe you thought that you were done with a certain chapter of your life, and you were kind of looking forward to having this sort of new influx or new understanding of something, but you're not quite there yet because that energy is blocked a bit. It's stuck, stagnated. So this is an interesting combination of energies because, even though the defensiveness and the wariness of the Nine of Wands in reverse is dissipating, that's easing out, there's still something to do. Something is still not quite finished yet. So again, this is like really moving towards the end of a cycle, but not just yet. It's just not finalized till its completion in its purest form yet. And then with a potential opportunity, we see the Ten of Pentacles. So what is bringing these energies towards us? The Ten of Pentacles is a card of abundance, of security, of feeling safe. But above all, within the Ten of Pentacles, this is very much a card of community and of being part of a larger network. So an opportunity here to fight or to counteract these energies that are here is this feeling of being together with people that understand you, people that have the same kind of values, people that you can trust and share in a sense of joy and innocence, because there's kids dancing around here, children to me, and I think in most traditional symbolisms, children signify like innocence and purity. So there's like this feeling of connecting with people that you really that really reignite this feeling for you with joy and innocence and doing happy stuff that's just making you feel more secure, more grounded, and being able to share in abundance with everyone. So even though this week seems a little bit tricky, just because there's a little bit of a blockage here with the world in reverse, it doesn't mean that the week is going to look bad or anything like that. It just means that there's going to be a little bit of stagnation that is just a little bit difficult to weave through, maybe. What the world in reverse can also mean, because I've been talking about, you're wanting to close a cycle of your life or a phase of your life. But what it also can signify is that you shouldn't be taking shortcuts for this. Like, it's also important to kind of like let things play out, and staying focused on actually following through. So don't let this deter you, this sort of like blocked energy. You just have to stay focused and making sure that whatever was still left unfinished, that you still do that. And by tackling that part, I think that's also the reason why this Nine of Wands is here. And it shows that once you've completed that task or that goal or what it is that you still had on your to-do list, once you've ticked that off, you will feel that you are going to feel so much better. You're going to feel lighter, you're going to feel less weary, and you feel like you can return to being with people again. Maybe if you've been feeling isolated, maybe you've been a little bit in the hermit mode, because the Nine of Wands is relating back to the Major Arcana card 9, which is the Hermit, and that usually stands for you kind of like separating yourself from the world because you need to feel sort of this inner guidance better. And I feel that that's the energy for this upcoming week. So it seems like everything will work out once you are stop procrastinating, once you stop delaying the plans that you have. So really immerse yourself in turning this world upright. Once you've completed everything, once you've achieved what you needed to achieve, you will reach this new leveling up for yourself, and things will look much brighter from then on outwards, just because you can step back in this collective energy. So I think that actually all makes sense, this energy for the whole reading. But yeah, like I said, just don't let this deter you, this slight blockage from the world, because your feeling of being stressed will relieve itself head on when you chase this head on, this unfinished thing, whatever that may be. Okay, let's just grab an extra card. What else do we need to know? What else does the collective need to know for this upcoming week? see. What other important information we need to be aware of for this upcoming week? Yes, okay. Well, that seems to be a confirmation for everything that I've been saying. And perhaps if you had a question in mind about, whether or not you should do something, then this is also your answer. It's a positive affirmation for whatever way you were thinking of perhaps doing. So grab this week, grab that chance to just fulfill what you needed to fulfill, tick off your responsibilities. And once you've done that, you can return to, being amongst people, sharing in your abundance and joy, and feeling a lot better by gathering with the people that you love and trust, and feel good with. So hopefully we can all tackle what we needed to tackle. And yeah, have a great week ahead. Thank you so much for joining me in this reading, and see you next time. Bye for now.